You know, I just came back from lunch. I went to that Japanese restaurant where there's this Korean waitress, and when I first started, I did a selfie sort of thing, and then talked to her, and I said a few words of Korean that I could say then. So now I've been at it for 68 days. I went back there. Insofar as, just small talk, chit-chat, I was no better than I was then.
So you just didn't understand?
Well, I mean, because it's so difficult. First of all, any language you don't speak well, if there's lots of background noise, I don't want to hear the words. If I knew that language well, you almost anticipate, right? If it's in English, you know what she's going to say. There's a limited range of things she's going to say. You've heard them all before. You know exactly what she's saying, even if you only pick up 2 of the 25 words. But I'm relying on hearing every word. I can't hear every word. Plus, I'm not very good at it because I haven't done much of it, But I've spent, I don't know how many hours, 60 days times probably an average of 2 or 3 hours a day. So my vocabulary, I can understand this very difficult podcast on literature. I can't make small talk. So,
and it is almost the same for me in English. For example, when I know what the topic is, and like I kind of expect what will be told.
Right.
So I can easily catch the words and understand the general idea. But when it's kind of background noise and some unexpected topics, it's also very challenging to.
I know.
Because you have to be concentrated more than in your native language when you just can pick some words and from the context to understand what is the idea.
And I often get people commenting here on my YouTube channel, and they're saying, I can read and I can understand, but I can't understand movies.
Right.
But movies are difficult. For the same reason, we don't know the context that well. There's lots of cues
expressions and
slang and
yes.
So
I agree.
So I think the important thing is to, not be discouraged by that. I'm not discouraged. I mean, if I were to spend 2 hours a day making small talk with a waitress, I say, I'm gonna pay you. You sit there and you, ask me if I need anything more and what I want to order and blah, blah, and if I spent my whole time doing that, I'd get very good at small talk.
Sure.
But that's not so important to me. I'm more motivated again to understand more and more of this interesting podcast that I'm listening to. And in the long run, I'm more motivated to one day be able to have an intelligent conversation with a Korean person on a wide variety of subjects. And I think when I have that level, the small talk will kind of come along.
Yeah, I agree.
It's difficult. I remember when I visited with Mark when he was playing professional hockey in Japan, and after his game we went out with his buddies, Japanese hockey players, and Mark was very good at all the casual, slangy, chit-chat stuff. I wasn't very good at it, because all I ever did was talk to business people.
Right, so you can easily talk about business and all this stuff, but when it comes to like talking about weather or movies, maybe fashion, you feel lost.
Yeah. So we can never cover it all. And so every time that someone, again on my YouTube channel, said that they have to write some exam, and while they're confident about their ability, it seems there are always words that come up that they don't know. And there are always going to be. I'm sure, as good as your English is, I'm sure that there are words that come up, whether when you're reading or in conversation, that you haven't heard before.
Yeah, sure.
So,
and it is the case for jokes also.
Jokes are difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult to understand and difficult to say something funny so that other people understand you and laugh.
But I think in jokes, because there's always a few key words.
Right.
Those are the words you don't know, right? And I get this, like in Russia, this is going to be a joke. Okay, I really want to get this joke now. But there's always going to be 1 or 2 key, slangy, or whatever words. And so at that point, the joke is gone. Okay, everybody's laughing. I'm not laughing. Anyway, so I think the important thing is just to not get discouraged. There's a lot of little. It's not that easy.
Yeah, it takes time.
It just takes time.
Effort.
There you go. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.